everybody, hello or welcome back to my channel. My name is Ruth Venom. I hope you guys are having an amazing day and amazing week so far. Oh my gosh, this year is almost over and it just feels so weird just like saying that. Like, I can't believe we just had Christmas. Like, where has the years like gone really? So this week is New Year's and New Year's Eve, and I thought for today's video we would do a cute little New Year's Eve. If you're gonna go out to party or you just want to have a cute eyeshadow look, I got you, girl. I kind of failed for Christmas, but you know what, I got it. I got you. So I kind of wanted to be more on the darker side because I know a lot of people use like a beige, black, silver, like, you know what I'm saying, like really common colors. A lot of people don't really step out into like more darker colors or different colors. So I wanted to bring kind of like a maroon, black, gold, rose gold look. But yeah, let's get to it. All right, so I got my eyebrows on and my eye base on. I put some tape down because I want to do a sharp edge. So the main palettes I'm gonna use is going to be the Blood Sugar and the Conspiracy palette by Jeffree Star to create this cute little New Year's Eve, New Year's Day look. So I'm going to grab the Blood palette first, and the first shade we are going to jump into, it's going to be Cake Mix, which is right here, a beautiful light beige. Gonna pick up kind of like a fluffy brush just like this, dip into it, and I'm going to create kind of like the brown color up here. So place it down right above where I want it and kind of just let the access become the faded color that I desire to want up here, because I really want for this look to take up the whole, almost the whole eye. And the part we're not going to cover, that's going to leave like a little line. It's kind of going to create kind of like a highlight moment. And then at the very end, we'll see at the very end if I want to come back in and maybe add like a little highlight moment right here in the eyebrow. But we are just going to add in our beautiful brown real quick. Make sure it's all blended. So now we are going to pick up the Conspiracy palette, and the shade I'm going to dip into is Not a Fact, which is a really beautiful purple maroon like color. Like, it's such a beautiful color, and I'm just like, why haven't I really dipped into it? Like, it's a beautiful you know, like a purple maroon, and then if you keep on adding more and more, it becomes like a really beautiful color. So I'm gonna start kind of down here. I'm gonna move my palette over a little bit so it's easier for me to reach, so I'm not like crossing over. So I'm gonna start right here, a little bit below, and kind of start bringing it up a little bit. And this is when I'm first gonna start adding more pigment to it, because I really want it to be a dark maroon, very bold. And this is when we're also gonna decide if we want to go more high, stay it at this length, or I mean, it all depends. I know some I have smaller eyelids. You can definitely tell in person I have like definitely smaller like eyelids. So it all like depends. Everyone's body's different. Some people have more like eye space than others. I know that sounds weird, but totally true. We all ain't built the same. We're all different, which is fine. So we're definitely going to have it in the corner right here, but that's it for the corner. I'm gonna darken it up just a little bit more and make sure if this is where I want it to be, which I think so. And before we jump into the other eye, I'm going to dip into my cake mix and kind of mix these two together so it's not so much of a rough transaction. I'm actually going to grab a little bit of a smaller brush just so I can get in there a little bit more, because we definitely don't want those really harsh lines when meeting these two colors together. A little more cake mix for like the inner corner top. And then that way it kind of creates like its own little like in-between shade and little halo going on, which is like really cute. I don't know if you guys can like see that. And then I'm just gonna go over a little bit right here, just in case if the cake mix did get a little bit lower than I would have liked it to. Get a little bit darker. Okay, since we are done with the maroon, we are going to jump into the black, which I'm going to be using my Right Is Here, which is also in the Conspiracy palette right here. It's definitely one of my all-time favorites, same with hers. I try to not use my red as much just because, I don't know, like it's so weird because I think, you know, this is my first like ultimate Jeffree Star palette I've ever owned like on my own. Besides like getting in like in mystery boxes and stuff, this was the first one I initially had. And I fell so in love with it. So I think ever since I've gotten like more and more palettes, I think this is the one I mostly like cherish the most. And definitely don't try to use it as much, if that makes sense. I think I'm making sense. I'm not 100% sure. I hope I am. But we are going to dip into our black, but maybe pat off a little bit of excess. And we are going to add it more in the corner right here. So it's like more on the edgy part. Kind of like mimicking a wing, but not so much on the top. We just mostly want it dark, like right here. And kind of like fade into it. And then whatever you have left over on your brush, just kind of bring it a little bit right here to make the inner a little bit darker, but not by like much. Brush over here and kind of create a little bit of the blackness over here. Leftover product right in the corner, but not where it's right here. I want it more where we're gonna end up putting our next shade. And then we are going to take our brush that we used for Not a Fact and kind of go over the black so it kind of like blends it together a little bit, so it's not like too much darkness, and kind of do a little bit right here. And just blend that black in with the purple. And when I'm dipping into the maroon, I'm kind of like patting it on like a napkin so it's not like so much pigment coming with it. I do need to fix this side a little bit. Okay. And we're just blending. Trying to make it look like this. a little bit more black because this side wants to be a little bit more difficult. But no, I just had to add a little bit more black. Okay, add a little bit more right here. All right, so now we are done with our conspiracy palette for the rest of the look. So what we are gonna do is we're gonna grab our eye primer and just a little brush. Put a little bit on. So now we are going to start creating the shape where we are going to put some shimmer. Yes, we're going to put some rose gold and some gold shimmer. So if we're going to start placing it down right here and kind of moving in more on the top. Wipe off the brush before we add a little bit more eye primer. Okay, so now we're gonna do the same thing on the other eye before we start adding in our colors. Got that done, so we are gonna go back into our blood sugar palette. We are first going to dip into the shade Sweetener, which is that one right there. It's kind of to give it kind of that rose gold effect. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab my little fluffy brush, like edge brush, dip into the sweetener. Dip it on both sides, and we are going to start kind of pulling it inwards, kind of blending it with the black, like pulling it away from the black. So it's kind of like blending with it. And we can always take our black brush too and kind of like tap on it, where it like mixes where their line is, so it looks more kind of like blended together. Okay, on the other side. So just take our brush we used on the black and just pat it right here. And then take the purple brush, just take a little bit too to that. So now this is when we're gonna dip into the fun gold using the shade Donor, which is kind of like a gold shimmer, which is also from the Blood Sugar palette. It is right there, that very blinding color. And we are just gonna start putting it in the middle. Actually, I'm gonna grab kind of flat end brush like this, edge one, and I kind of want to make sure we get a really smooth cut crease right here, so we'll just lay it down on top. Kind of start bringing it down. Now this is when I'm going to use my other brush to kind of pick up more product and just be like, to be able to, you know, wipe it down. So it's not like as time consuming. And then just start kind of blending it into sweetener so it kind of looks very well blended, and kind of just gently blend it on the sides. Grab my edge brush again. Get it right here. Grab our other brush and just bring down the product. Fix on the sweetener. And then I'm just going to grab my purple brush and kind of smooth things out if there needs to be. And go ahead and get my makeup on, some lashes, and I will be right back. Alright, so here is the final look. I hope you guys really enjoy. See, I ended up adding just a little bit shimmer right here, and I ended up leaving that alone. I was going to style my hair, but I don't know what it is lately. Like my hair, I even just got a cut too. Like my hair doesn't want to co-op with me a lot lately, so I'm like kind of bummed out, but it is what it is. Maybe when I dye it, it'll actually like want to work with me. I don't know, but yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this look. Always feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to hear if you guys are going to recreate this look for New Year's Eve or just for like maybe some photos. But yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.